graduated college, I wasn't even going to turn pro until like probably a month before I graduated. And one of the courses I worked at, like one of the members offered me $20,000 to turn pro. He's like, you should chase this. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't have any student debt because I got a college scholarship, and it was like, wow, like, I'm going to do this. And
Definitely.
I was just so hung up on like not losing that money. And then when I did, it was like really stressful reaching out to people and trying to find sponsors. And it's really, really hard to get dollars out of people. It's really easy to get product or get this guy to buy you a flight or pay for this tournament or that tournament. But like, I still got to live. Like I got to eat food. I got to pay rent. I got to like
Get
pay
a
for
hotel.
gas. I got to do all this other stuff that like you got to have money for it. And like, you got to have money to play golf. Probably the most expensive sport to play. But just from like putting in the work and like working really hard at the golf course, like I miss being out there playing. Like I'd prefer to be out there like competing and stuff. So like this summer I'm in the Canadian PGA Championship August 3rd to 7th. And
Awesome. Where at?
it's in Montreal. So I talked to my boss about like playing the Canadian Tour schedule and stuff. So like I'm going to go play the first Canadian Tour event in Montreal, July 26th through August 1st.
Awesome.
Canadian PGA August 3rd through 7th, and then I'll come home for 2 weeks and host our Junior Invitational and Junior Club Championship. Then I'll go to PEI and play the other two Mackenzie Tour events, and hopefully I do well in those three, well enough that I have a chance to get a card for next year, and I'll go out and play the second half out west and try and get back on the tour for next year. But if not, I'll stay around here and keep working and play the local PGA Atlantic section stuff and help Oakfield build our golf simulators kind of thing. But right now I got 4 really big tournaments on the schedule that I'm going to try and get my game in shape for, and hopefully play a couple small Atlantic ones to get the competitive feel back. Because like that first 3-footer in a tournament's like no 3-footer I've hit in 2 years. So if I'm not practicing my short putts and getting confident, like I'm going to be nervous. Like I know I'm going to be nervous. Like, but if I can just control my breathing and slow my heart rate down, I can perform when I'm nervous.
Have you chosen a caddy for these events yet?
No, not yet.
Oh, I wonder who you're going to pick. You got to get someone that you know. Knows you.
Yeah.
You got me you got me dialed in right now.
Somebody that can also take like a whole month off and go do it, right? Like,
yeah, it's true.
I talked to one of my buddies that lives in Montreal about doing. He's like, man, I can't take 2 weeks off of work. Like,
yeah.
He's like, we'll go play a practice round or something. But like, yeah, it's really hard to find someone that like is actually gonna help, that's able to take that time off. Like, even if I was gonna pay them, like,
yeah,
it's not great money. Like, I'd pay $100 a round for a caddy. It's a pretty standard fee. But you're gonna take a week off of work, you're gonna make $500, and like, it's not great. And even if I make money and pay you an extra 10% of what I make, like, there's not a whole lot of money out in the Canadian Tour. It's like a developmental tour. It's like playing the ECHL. Like, the guys out there, like, unless they got money in their back pocket from their parents or sponsors, like, you lose money big time. And I just let that cloud my enjoyment of playing golf, and I was so focused on all the money I was losing that I wasn't having fun out there, and I was getting so stressed out over bogeys and stuff. I'm like, oh, that shot cost me $1,000. That shot cost me $2,000. Like, the bad shots will happen. Like, if you can just enjoy your time out there, you're going to get better results.
Yeah, that's such an interesting fine line where you enjoy yourself and you don't take it too serious, you will have fun.
Yeah.
But
so
if you do grind and you think of the money and everyone
so now when I'm going and it's like, I got to win the golf tournament to like even break even on what I'm making teaching. Like, I've been teaching a silly amount of lessons with the lockdown and stuff, but like, if I were to take a week off teaching, like, I'm going to lose probably at least $2,000 in income. Plus, I'm going to have to spend at least $2,000 to go play and travel. So if I don't win the tournament or come in the top 5, I'm losing money.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, even just playing in those events is great for like my teaching business, and it's what I want to do. It'll be fun to play. Like, I have way more fun. Like, even looking back on it, like, I enjoyed being out there playing and competing and traveling the world more than I do working a job, obviously. But I just let the money kind of ruin the experience for me. To where now when I'm going to do it, it's because I want to play golf. I love competing. Like, it's more fun for me to do that. And like, if I go do that and I take these couple months off at the end of the summer, like, it's not going to hurt my lesson business. Like, people are going to be like, hey, where's Brad? I can't get a lesson this week. Oh, he's at a Canadian Tour event. Oh, he's playing the Canadian PGA Championship. None of those people are going to look up my scores. they're just gonna be like, oh, he's at this big tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I should probably get a golf lesson from him. Like,
Mm-hmm.
knows what he's doing,
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. To where, like, yeah, some people look the scores up and it's great if I play well, but even if I play awesome, like, those same people aren't gonna like know how good a top 5 is or a top 10. Like,
You don't know what that means.
but they know how good it is to play in a Canadian Tour event, and that's really all that matters.
Well, that's exactly what my thought process of you coming here is like. Oh, he's on tour. Okay, I don't know what his score is, but let's just get him in here. But I know what you mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just they don't really care. It's he's on tour. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know exactly
So, like,
what you're talking about.
if I take the half the summer and do that, like,
Yeah.
my demand for lessons when we open our simulators is going to be outrageous, which
Yeah.
I would hopefully set it up that way to where, like, I can teach in the winters out of the simulator, make my money. Then over the summer, I can travel and play a bunch of tournaments and take my off weeks and come home and give lessons in the summer and,
Yeah.
like, try to play a tournament or two every month instead of, like, doing it this way where I'm going to work, like, 3 months, like 10 to 15 hour days, 6 days a week, so I can put the time in to take the time off later.
Yeah.
So where I worked my butt off through the lockdown because I had nothing else to do. I
Well, no one did.
was literally cranking lessons like silly amount. I did over 100 in May,
No.
which is like outrageous. But like I was literally at the golf course like sun up, sundown every day.